Hey everyone, Anirudh this side, and today we are going to audit an ad account which has been spending $140,000 plus monthly on Meta ads. They're crushing and killing it, but there are obviously opportunities to grow and improve. We will dig in this account. What are those big set of opportunities? So let's dive in. All right, so here we go, deep diving into this 140K account. Something about me: I'm the director of growth at Node Media. I've been an engineer, I've been a developer, developed around 75 plus website on WordPress, PHP, Joomla. And then I transitioned into the media buying role back in 2014. And I've been doing creatives, creative strategy, creative production with my team, with our agency consistently, and that's some bit of background. These are some of our success stories and past wins across various companies. And yeah, let's jump into the meat. Number one, we're going to start with what we have in the mix as the technical setup, right? So as you guys see, this is the conversion API which has been implemented on this account. And as per the screenshot, point number one, it shows multiple, which means basically browser and pick conversion API both are integrated. But if you see the 8.7 rating for even match quality, the EMQ, that's not great. The reason why the EMQ is at 8.7, because they're not sending some of the important parameters like zip code, and their FBCL ID is not properly linked, right? So those are some quick wins which can transition and improve their even match quality, right? And number two, we also dig in and see that deduplication is not properly being handled, right? Which also means that they are pixel and browser events are not married properly. This most likely is happening because they might have done a Shopify native app integration. I would highly recommend, if that's the case with your account as well, do go and check your EMQ score, your deduplication. Those are very quick wins. And this is super important because if you have 10 users getting tracked, and out of that, even if you miss two or three of them, that's like a 20-30% loss in attribution in tracking, which is a big feedback loop. Those 2-3 users who are converted, you're not telling Facebook, the algorithm, that hey, these are converted users and I want to get more of these users. That's a big drop, right? And there are some other callouts which you can see as Meta browser is not being mapped properly in conversion API, and that's why these numbers look wonky, right? Number two, there's automatic advanced matching that's turned on, which is good, but ideally you should turn on all of these parameters so the even match quality actually improves further. And yeah, number three, looking at their view through attribution, I was shocked for an account spending such a big amount. I would not expect them to be taking this view through attribution piece lightly. Also, this makes a lot of sense because if when I look at the similar web traffic, they are driving a big chunk of their traffic, 45% via direct, 45% via search. So they do have a lot of organic and direct traffic. So the meta conversions here are kind of eating up. How do you go do that? You can go to your custom columns, you can see the attribution: 1 day view, 1 day click, 7 day click, and those numbers. If you calculate out of the 8374 total purchases we did, which we got here, out of them 3841 were view through. That's 45%. Anything higher than 30% is extremely high and is not bringing you net incremental users, and you should be totally checking this out. The solution, the fix for this would be ideally: number one, we would recommend a couple of campaigns launched at 7 day click attribution only. If they're using Northbeam, Triple Whale, which I'm not aware of this account using that, then that's a different scenario. Then you would measure those numbers on Triple Whale, Northbeam, those third party attribution platforms. But high level, this is definitely something which you should be looking at in your account. Now, this is the stats analysis where we have collated, analyzed their last seven, last month, and Q3, which is last year's number. Year on year, we're looking CPM is stable, right? No big change in CPMs there as such. CPCs and CTRs actually have improved a lot from 1.2 to now 0.73. That's a big improvement. CTR also improved by 25-ish%. Yeah, average order value also improved from 43 to now 52-ish, which is again a 20% year on year improvement. What changed significantly when we deep dive on this account? We see that video ad spend actually dropped drastically. and they've cut down, and that's why you would see the hook rate is not that strong, because that's mudded, that's mixed over here with a lot of statics in their mix. And that's one of the reasons why they're seeing better CTR, better CPCs. But uh, that also can be a bit inflated because of their view through attribution numbers here, right? Especially with the performance mix there. But high level, those are the big callouts which we had. The other thing which we could not find easily and clearly was because of their add to cart being double or triple counted. You guys would see the add to cart click rate is as high as 75%, 68%, 72%, right? So that's something which they need to fix at their end. um, and yeah, when we do this analysis, this is the setup of custom columns. I would recommend take a screenshot, save it, set up your columns also something similar. This is what I do. I track on my accounts day in day out, when I'm auditing, when I'm optimizing, or when I'm scaling, right? These are very important custom columns. Some of these metrics are custom metrics, which might not be available right away, but I'll add that link in the description below, so you can create some of these custom columns on your own and measure performance, right? Then these are the stats analysis segmented based on quarter on quarter, right? July to September looks like it's very seasonal. July to September last year also was very strong. This year also is very strong. What looks like interesting here is that CVR dropped year on year, right? But since CPC also dropped, that kind of improved and helped them getting better ROAS this year versus last year, right? And this is the further funnel analysis which we did from add to cart, abandoned cart, checkout rate, purchase rate. Unfortunately, again, because of their add to cart being wonky and double counted, we are not able to track these two columns clearly. But checkout rate and purchase rate, that comes out very clear and looks like that's actually not too bad. The purchase rate is actually very strong. The landing page view rate, which is basically the landing pages people are landing, they're spending decent amount of time versus people who are clicking, that's above 90%, which is also very good, a green signal there. Then further checking where and how the traffic is coming through on these ads, right? So looks like majority of their ad traffic, this is the screenshot from their ads library analysis. I'm using Atria as the ad intelligence platform. That's a competitor for Motion app, and I'm loving some of their features. Reason being, I can see the clear mix here. If you'll see, majority of their pages, landing pages, are home page. Some of the collection pages have also been used, but big chunk of their traffic is on homepage and collection pages, right? And when we do another deep dive here with one of their DBAs, we see that they are running bunch of DPAs, bunch of color these catalog ads. But what actually stands out as a big opportunity is they can create standalone ads, static or standalone ads of these top winning ads, and launch them as a separate campaign, separate ad set, which is not being taken care of right now. You can go to your cam breakdowns here, you can select breakdown ID for the catalog ads and see that mix yourself as well, right? Then with respect to the campaign structure wise, in the last month of August, right, they were running 16 plus campaigns. Crazy. Out of those 16, now we see only 9 of them are active. Why this is crazy? Because if you go with some of the best recommendations, best practices, right, you don't want to have so many different campaigns, and more or less those campaigns are doing the same job, right? Like for example, this Proxima audience was launched separately in bunch of places. This could have been consolidated and launched in one single campaign. Similarly, they have various these dynamic ad sets for product catalog ads as well. Those can be also consolidated in one campaign but different ad sets. They have two Advantage Plus campaign running, one for prospect and one for retargeting, which again, the retargeting campaign doesn't make sense. We'll talk about this further, but the retargeting campaign here had 0% budget cap, which is not at all ideal, because again, it's not a retargeting campaign itself if you don't have a percentage cap there, right? So yeah, CBO being used effectively, which is great. Few campaigns have strong ROAS, but the budget is not aligned properly, which means basically budget was not being increased for the stronger ROAS campaigns. The campaign budgets were being changed very frequently in 1 or 2 days, right? Every 1 or 2 days we could see this change log where they're changing budgets almost every day or alternate day, right? Which is not ideal because you want to give the system enough time to learn and understand to optimize accordingly. Then they're running a lot of campaigns with vertical placements only, but there's no campaign where all placements are targeted, which is again a missed opportunity because you want to consolidate and scale rather than going 2018-19 method where you launch vertical only, you launch Instagram only. That doesn't work, guys, anymore. You will start seeing fatigue, you will start seeing drop in performance that ways, right? Overall, the account can pretty consolidate in max to max 5 to 6 campaigns. That's the best which we would recommend based on the setup. It's not a super complicated account where you need 16 campaigns, right? Then a big opportunity here, which again, not sure why this is not being implemented, is a bunch of their campaigns had no exclusions, right? As you would see, exclude these custom audience. There was nothing included. This was for some of their dynamic product ads. Then, like I mentioned, they're running retargeting, but they have no caps here. Ideally, you would want to cap this to 100%. If you're running a retargeting campaign, you would want to cap it to 0% if you're running a prospecting campaign. That's a true definition um, of how you should be running this, right? And with respect to creative analysis, let's jump into this. This is where things actually start getting more helpful and interesting. We see that majority of their spends actually goes towards image ads, then carousel ads, and very small fraction of spend is going towards video ads, right? And image ads tend to have a tendency of retargeting no matter what you do, right? And this definitely looks clear when we actually look that view through attribution, right? Then these were some of the top ads in last 60 days. I've hidden this due to confidentiality issues, of course, but looks like very clear learning is they're running bunch of percentage off call out sales ads. This was one of the really nice ads, which even though it says testing, it's actually on prospecting and didn't hide it completely because they're just calling out the dollar value of the product and running that. Very clever. Then this is another cool feature of Atria, as I was talking about. You can tag creators via AI tags. And for this account, as I was saying, you can clearly see the best performing angles for these guys are limited offer, seasonal sale, affordable XYZ, labor offers. With respect to the themes, they are heavily skewed towards promotions and discounts, seasonality, showcase, feature benefit. And with respect to emotions, these are the top emotions which are being targeted. So yeah, here are the recommendations which we talked about. Switching to 7-day click only due to higher percentage of view through, conversion API implementation, fix deduplication, also send zip code for higher event match quality, add this audience exclusion mix, consolidate your campaign to just 5 to 6 campaigns at max to streamline things. Budget alignment, very important to ensure you're ramping budgets where performance is strong, which kind of gets easier when you have 5 to 6 campaigns versus when you're running 16 campaigns. It's actually very tough to manage that kind of a complex account as well, right? Then avoid frequent budget changes. You should also avoid running vertical only or a specific placement only campaign, rather run all placement types and improve performance from there. Advantage plus retargeting budget cap without caps. Apply those budget caps for existing audiences. And yeah, if you want more proven resources like these, you should totally check out my toolkit, which brings in these things in a nutshell and clear repository. I have more than 40 plus documents there already. I've added a creative strategy SOP library as well. So if you are a media buyer, agency owner, or a brand owner for your own skills and making your life easier, you should totally get this toolkit.